Today we're jumping into a topic that it really grabs a lot of people. Manifestation.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know the promises, right? Like just visualize it, think positive thoughts, act as if, and poof, magically the universe is going to deliver whatever you want.
Yeah, love, money, perfect health.
Yeah,
The works.
exactly. And there's this really alluring feel to it. Is there almost mystical? This idea that your thoughts, just your thoughts alone, can shape your whole world and attract all the good stuff.
It's incredibly empowering on the surface.
But, okay, here's what we're doing in this deep dive. While that story feels powerful, maybe gives you a sense of control, our sources suggest there's a much deeper truth, a more practical one maybe, about how personal change, getting those results you want actually happens. We're going to try and uncover the actual mechanics, the how-to behind change that actually sticks. Less magic wand, more understanding the engine room.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, our goal here is to explore the real engine, what really drives personal change. Moving past maybe the surface level, though it can be really inspiring.
Right.
Moving past that to insights you can actually use. We're asking, how does our inner world, our thoughts, feelings, beliefs, how does that genuinely shape our outer reality?
And crucially, what can you do? Like concrete steps to influence that process in a way that works.
Exactly. It's about actionable understanding.
Okay, so let's unpack this popular idea first. Our sources talk about how the common advice, it really centers on attracting things, right? Like love or more money or getting healthier.
Yeah, the big ones.
Just by, quote, aligning your energy.
Yeah.
Or maybe raising your vibration. It paints this picture where, look, you can pretty much directly control your life just with your mind.
And that's a really comforting thought, isn't it? Like, here's a straightforward path to getting your dreams. Who wouldn't want that kind of power?
Absolutely.
But that's also where a real challenge can pop up. Our sources point this out quite clearly. The problem isn't wanting good things or even the motivation you get from these ideas initially.
No, that can be great.
Right. The issue really comes up when, the stuff you want doesn't show up, the money doesn't land in your account, the relationship doesn't happen, your health situation stays the same.
Yeah. What then?
Well, the common narrative, sometimes unintentionally, it can lead you to a pretty tough conclusion. It must be your fault.
Oof.
Yeah, you hear things like, oh, you weren't vibrating high enough, or you didn't visualize hard enough, or maybe you didn't really act as if perfectly.
Right, like you failed the technique.
Exactly. And this can create this nasty little cycle where, genuine disappointment starts to feel like shame, like you are flawed. And that feeling, ironically, can keep you feeling stuck. It doesn't actually empower you to figure out what really works for change.
That point about self-blame, that really hit me when I was looking through the material. It's like this spiritual catch-22. You're told you have all of this amazing power. But if it doesn't produce results, the blame lands right back on you. And that feels awful and probably quite lonely.
It can be incredibly disheartening.
But, okay, here's where it gets really interesting. This is the big shift in understanding according to our sources. The central idea is this. Your thoughts don't directly shape reality.
Right.
They shape you.
Yes. That distinction is absolutely crucial. It changes the whole game.
It really does. Can you elaborate on that a bit? What does that actually mean, thoughts shape you?
Well, our sources explain that what truly shapes our actions, what guides our focus, what dictates how we respond to things, it's our unconscious patterns, these deep-seated beliefs we have, often formed years ago, our ingrained habits.
Stuff we might not even be aware of.
A lot of it, yeah. It operates below the surface, kind of running the show in the background. These internal programs, they are the real architects of our external world. So when we talk about genuine manifestation, the really profound statement is, you don't manifest what you want.
Okay.
You manifest what you are. It's about who you are on the inside, fundamentally, not just what you're wishing for on the outside.
Wow. Okay. You manifest what you are. That lands differently.
Isn't it?
Yeah. And the implication then, for anyone listening who wants real change, it's huge. It means changing what you are takes more than just, sticking pictures on a board or chanting mantras.
Right. Those things might have a place, but they're not the core of it.
Our sources really emphasize that it demands, and they use this phrase, deep, uncomfortable psychological work.
It's not always easy.
It means really getting to know yourself inside out, not just hoping external things will magically change for you. It's an active process.
Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, but hang on. I know people, or maybe even myself, I've seen these popular methods work sometimes. Things did happen.
Yeah, that's a fair point. What about those cases?
And it's true, our sources tackle this head on. The reason they sometimes seem to yield results is fascinating. It's because focusing your attention intently on something, well, it genuinely does change your perception.
Ah, okay. So it's not necessarily pulling things out of thin air.
Exactly. It's not magic in that supernatural sense. It's more of a powerful, natural brain process. Our sources call it selective attention and behavioral change.
Selective attention, like you start noticing things you didn't before.
Precisely. Your mind gets tuned, like a radio, to certain frequencies, certain types of information. Think about when you buy a new car. Suddenly you see that model everywhere, right?
Oh, totally.
It's like that, but for your goals.
Yeah.
Your brain starts filtering reality differently. It puts a spotlight on things related to what you're focusing on.
Okay, that makes sense. And the sources give examples, right? Like if you visualize a goal over and over.
Yeah, your brain literally starts picking up on opportunities related to that goal that you would have just walked right past before. Your attention wasn't primed for them.
So opportunities that were maybe already there.
Often, yes. Or situations you can now see as opportunities. Plus, focusing like that can genuinely change how you feel, how you carry yourself. You might act with more confidence.
Ah, because you're kind of living into that vision internally.
Sort of, yeah. And that confidence boost. That might make you take a small risk, or speak up in a meeting, or start a conversation you would have shied away from before. Your internal state has shifted. You're operating differently.
So the change comes because you changed your actions
Mhm.
based on that changed perception and internal state.
That's the critical connection. Reality shifts not because you sent out a cosmic order form, but because you acted differently. Your new internal state, your new focus, your new behaviors, Relu, the external world responds to that. It's a feedback loop. Your inner world changes, you act differently, your outer world reflects those changes.
So the law of attraction, if you want to call it that, it's less about attracting things and more about becoming the person who creates or allows those things through their own being and actions.
You've got it. It's about becoming. That's the real engine.
Okay, so that explains why focusing attention can work.
Yeah.
But there's also a potential downside, our sources mention, right? With approaches that are maybe too simple. They call it spiritual bypass.
Yes, that's a really important concept to understand, a spiritual bypass.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, it means that sometimes a really strong focus on just thinking positive or good vibes only can inadvertently become a way to avoid dealing with deeper, real issues.
Like sweeping problems under the rug with positive affirmations.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah. It might be underlying trauma from the past, or these really ingrained limiting beliefs about yourself or the world, or even just unhealthy habits that are quietly undermining everything you're trying to achieve.
Things that actually need attention.
Things that really need to be looked at and worked through. But instead of addressing those roots, the bypass suggests you can just sort of paste positive thinking over the cracks.
And the cracks are still there underneath.
They're still there. And often they just get wider over time if they're ignored. It's like putting a nice bandage on a deep wound that actually needs stitches.
And how does this connect back to that self-blame thing we talked about?
Well, it can feed right into it. Because if you're just pasting over the cracks and things still aren't working out because the underlying issue hasn't been addressed, it can feel like a personal failing of the positive thinking itself.
Right. Like, I'm not being positive enough.
Exactly. Rather than, maybe there's a deeper pattern here I need to understand. So if you're still broke, the bypass narrative might imply, well, you didn't align properly, instead of maybe exploring deep-seated beliefs about deservingness or money management patterns.
Or if you're still single, it's you must be blocking your blessings, not maybe I need to look at my attachment style or communication patterns.
Precisely. It puts the blame back on you for not applying the superficial fix hard enough, rather than empowering you to do the deeper necessary work. It reinforces shame instead of fostering real, sustainable change.
Okay, so this is all pointing towards a different path then. If someone listening wants genuine transformation, wants to achieve what they truly desire, what does this deep dive suggest? It sounds like the focus needs to shift inward dramatically.
Absolutely. It's a shift from trying to broadcast desires outward to doing profound internal reprogramming, taking an active, conscious role in shaping yourself.
So less cosmic ordering, more internal renovation.
Haha, yeah, something like that. And our sources detail methods that actually facilitate this kind of deep personal change. These aren't always quick fixes, mind you. They take effort.
But they're powerful.
Very powerful because they empower you directly. The first one is pretty fundamental. Self-awareness. Just truly understanding your own inner world, what makes you tick, your real motivations, your hidden fears, your core desires, and how they drive your behavior.
Really knowing yourself.
Then there's what's often called shadow work. This is about facing and eventually integrating the parts of yourself you might prefer to ignore or disown.
The darker bits.
Sometimes, yeah, maybe insecurities, anger, jealousy, but also sometimes unacknowledged strengths or potentials we're scared of. It's about embracing your whole self, not just the shiny, acceptable parts.
Okay. What else?
Therapy is mentioned as a powerful tool. Engaging in structured psychological work with a professional to heal past wounds, understand patterns, and develop healthier ways of being and relating.
That makes sense. Getting expert guidance.
And finally, our sources talk about rituals that integrate mind and action. These are practices that intentionally bridge your internal state, your intentions, your values with your external behavior. They create coherence.
Can you give an example?
Sure. It could be something like designing a morning routine that starts with reflection or meditation on your core values and then flows directly into actions that align with those values. Or maybe a mindfulness practice before starting a difficult task to bring intention and focus to it. It connects the inner work to outer doing.
Got it. So these aren't just abstract concepts, and the sources gave some really potent examples, didn't they, to make it concrete for people listening?
They did. Really practical shifts in perspective.
Like, instead of just trying to think rich and hoping money shows up.
Right. The real transformative work, according to these sources, is to actually examine why you feel undeserving of wealth, perhaps, or why you have patterns of scarcity thinking.
So digging into those underlying beliefs that might be blocking you subconsciously.
Exactly. So that your actions, your decisions, your energy naturally starts to align with creating or receiving abundance because the internal blocks have been addressed.
And the relationship example, too.
Yeah.
Instead of just intensely visualizing your perfect soulmate.
Yeah. The deeper, more effective approach is often to confront the patterns that might be sabotaging your relationships.
Taking a hard look at yourself, basically.
Yeah. Looking honestly at your own behaviors, your communication habits, maybe your unconscious expectations or feels around intimacy that might be pushing potential partners away or keeping you in unhealthy dynamics.
So you take responsibility for your side of the equation.
Exactly. You become the kind of person who can actually build and sustain the healthy, loving relationship you desire because you've worked on the internal foundation.
That feels much more empowering, actually. Less waiting, more building.
That's really the core message here, the synthesis from our sources. Authentic manifestation, the kind that creates lasting change, isn't primarily about broadcasting your shopping list to the universe and hoping for delivery.
No magic involved.
Well, the magic is internal. It's fundamentally about reprogramming the parts of yourself you refuse to see. It's an inside job, a journey of self-discovery, healing, and transformation. And that journey naturally leads to different actions, different choices, different energy, which then creates different outcomes in your external world.
That's where the real power is. Not waiting for the world to change, but becoming the change yourself.
Precisely. It's about becoming.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, let's nail down that main takeaway again. It's powerful. Your thoughts don't directly shape reality.
But they absolutely shape you.
And who you are. Your internal landscape, your beliefs, your patterns, your habits that shapes how you perceive the world, how you act in it.
Which ultimately shapes the results you get, shapes your world.
It shifts everything, really. From passive wishing to active, empowered self-creation, you're in the driver's seat of your own transformation.
Which, thinking about it, raises a really important question for you, for anyone listening. For true, lasting change, maybe you don't need another mantra.
What do you need instead?
Maybe you need a mirror.
A mirror. Wow.
Yeah. The willingness to turn inward, to really look, engage in that deeper work, see yourself clearly patterns and all ideally without harsh judgment. That's the starting point.
That's a powerful thought to leave people with. We really invite you to sit with that perspective. How might it reframe your own approach to growing, changing, and achieving what truly matters to you? Hopefully this deep dive offers some clarity and maybe a sense of real empowerment for your own journey.